Yes. Yeah, morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes.
Yes, sir. It is visible. And good morning.
Yeah,
Yeah, good morning, sir. It is
fine.
audible.
Fine, thank you. So in the yesterday's just a demo session, right? Just I was briefing, right? Why Python? So it was not very recently introduced. It was introduced 30 years ago. Okay. Let us have quick what we have discussed right there. So it's a kind of technology which is not very recently introduced. It was introduced like more than 30 years ago, right? Why all of a sudden Python has got super popular? Who can learn Python? There is no prerequisites. Anybody can update with Python. Python syntaxes look like normal English statements. I'll be briefing you about such Python codings and statements, that how simple it looks as compared with other programming. Okay, how it was built? Okay, what are the real-time applications, usage, Python comparison with other programming, which makes super popular, and what is that job market and scope of Python currently? Yes. So general Python is a general purpose programming. Yeah, general purpose programming means any kind of application. It's not purpose based. Any kind of applications can be created, right? Like automation applications, web applications, animation applications, gaming applications, embedded applications, CAD applications, right? Different varieties of applications we can develop. Multi-programming, hybrid features, what all the programming features we see in different other programmings, we see all those in Python also, right? And high level, Python is a high level, right? Okay. High level language, easily understandable, it's portable and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system, right? Interpreted, Python is a interpreted one, right? Line by line execution we see, right? Yes. User friendly and programmer friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes look like normal English statements, right? Yes. Just I was saying there are two types of languages, low level and high level languages. Low level means assembly level or machine level, right? These are not human understandable, they are not portable, and they are machine dependent. But Python, human understandable, portable, and machine independent, right? Python has got what features means like procedural oriented programming, object oriented programming, right? Scripting and modular programming, right? Yes. Just like C, C++, Java, shell script, right? Can develop many types of applications using. And in Python has got great boom today of this modular programming because of this modules, importance of modules. Nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different domains, different environments, right? What is the environment you have from Python is providing a module. Okay. Modules, thousands of modules for data science, separate modules for big data, for networking, for testing, for every database a module is provided. For every file format, a module is provided. For mathematical operations, statistical operations, and for generating graphs. Okay. What kind of applications means like mostly web applications are getting developed. Automation applications using technologies like data science, IoT, DevOps, where most of the hand technologies implementation going in Python, right? Like data science, big data, IoT, DevOps, right? Yes. Big data, like if you talk like Spark, very high speed processing, right? Implementation going in Python currently, right? Scientific applications, like we have got CP, scientific Python for numerical analysis, NumPy, right? numerical Python, and for game development, single user, multi-user online games, right? Yes, we can say like single user, multi-user online games. Pygame, PyCora, these are the two frameworks given by Python for developing games. These are the two frameworks given by Python for developing games, right? Yes. PySoy, a 3D rendering library, right? PySoy, a 3D rendering library, yes. Okay, for 3D games, scheduling tasks, we have got Airflow for testing or test cases, for software development, right? And for database applications, Python can connect with any database, right? And networking applications, it has got a separate framework like Twisted Python. For business application, for developing e-commerce systems, Python will be the better choice. For audio and video applications, right? Like example, like Team Player, C Player, some already got developed using Python. CAD applications, 3D CAD applications, for embedded applications, right? Raspberry Pi is one of the most popular embedded application which uses Python, right? And computer vision, like face detections, color detections, object detections, right? We go for it. And robotics with Python, right? We have got a great boom today. And data analysis and desktop applications. Desktop applications, single user console applications, right? Yes. And who are using Python today? Which companies are using Python and topmost applications built using Python, right? Yes. Google using Python for its web search systems, YouTube using Python for video sharing service, Yahoo using Python, Instagram, right? Built using Python, and Uber using Python for its, that is Uber pricing algorithm is implemented using Python. Netflix using Python for its security automation and for subscription related, right? Quora, Reddit, Pinterest are some applications developed using Python. And Dropbox, MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. BitTorrent, which uses Python for its file. Yes, sir. Kundan Devi, right? Yes, this is a regular batch, right? Monday to Friday. The classes will be from Monday to Friday, right? Just for your general queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the session, right? Yes. Right? Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script, right? And BitTorrent, iRobot for military and commercial applications and for hardware testing. Like companies, some like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this, they use Python for its hardware testing purpose, right? Yes. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Very less code you see in Python, right? Not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming languages. Simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements. Interactive mode given by Python. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response, right? Multi-programming features, hybrid features, right? And wide varieties of applications. wide varieties of applications, just as I was discussing about those applications. Many built-in modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules for various environments, right? So, okay, that's what was discussed. Now, people from non-programming, right, zero programming knowledge, right? You can just check this, right? How this, okay, Python comparison with other programming. Python comparison with other programming, right? Yes, check this. Okay. So I'll just take a task and try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. And you can just check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programming. And also some sample snippets codings of Python. I'll just show you how simple without any knowledge of Python, you can easily understand these Python statements. Observe. Task. Accepting two values or two numbers from the user keyboard. Sorry, accepting two values from the user keyboard. And performing addition. Accepting two values from the user keyboard and performing addition, right? Yes. Okay, first I'll write two major programming languages, right, which are mostly used for enterprise application development, Python and Java. First, I'll write this code using Java. Later, I'll show you in Python. Compare this coding wise, length wise, complexity wise. You can just compare it, right? Using Java. If you got knowledge in Java, you can just go to the following code, right? Import java.io.star semicolon, right? Ends with semicolon. Class sample. Public static void main, right? Throws IO exception. Input stream reader, right? Yes. New input stream reader. Buffered reader be a new buffered reader of ISO, right? Now, system.out.println, system.out.println, right? Enter the first number. String s1 equal to br dot read line. Enter the first name, read string s1 taken as string format. Later, we are supposed to convert to integer by saying int I equal to using integer dot parse int. enter the first number, br.readline, integer dot parse int of s1. Now just observe this, enter the second number. Enter the second number. String s2 br.readline. Integer dot parse int of s2. Finally say system.out.println s. I plus j. Close this, right? So this is what the coding in Java, right? Class sample, static input stream, buffer reader, enter the first number taken as string, convert to integer, enter the second number taken as string, converted to integer, and say system.out.println, right? I plus j. So I'll just copy this code. I'll copy this. I'll just show you the execution in both Java and Python. You can just compare these things, right? I'm copying to separate notepad file. Yes, within the notepad file, I'm saving it. Just check this, right? Yes. Control S. Eight AM batch. Within that sample dot Java. I'm saving this as sample dot Java. Save it and now just take a minute in showing the execution, right? Go to the command prompt and just check this. Cd slash, come out of this existing path by saying cd slash. CD Python 8 AM, right? From here, Java C sample dot Java. If any errors, display the errors. If no errors, there are no errors, right? Java sample. If I say Java sample, right, it will ask enter the first number 10, enter the second number 20. Sum is 30. This is what the coding in Java, right? I don't know like how many of you have understood this code. So it requires a little bit of knowledge on this Java. Like what do you mean by class? What do you mean by public static void main? Throws IO exception, input stream reader, buffer reader, read line, integer dot parse int, right? These things. So the same task I'll try to implement in Python, right? So here you got 10 to 12 lines, right? So we got 10 to 12 lines of code. The same task I'll try to implement in Python, not more than 3 lines, right? Just check this. I directly type within this Python code, right? Python shell, I opened the Python shell, the version 3.11.3. X value I want, Y value I want. Enter value of X. Input enter value of 1. Input enter value of X, input enter value of Y. Print X plus Y. That's it. This is the coding in Python, right? So it's easily understandable, right? Anyone can understand this code. Looks like normal English statements. In the first line, inputting the value of X. Second line, inputting the value of Y. Print X plus Y. Okay, but here in Python, just like Java, here also, whatever you're entering from the keyboard taken as string, we need to typecast to integer by just saying int of, keep within this int function, right? Enter value of X, enter value of Y. Just save it, Control S. Just run run module, enter value of X 10, enter value of Y 20. Sum is what? 30. Understanding this? So for the same task, what we have seen in Java, right? This is the Python code, right? Entering value or enter first number, whatever you say. Within this double quotes, whatever you write as it is will be printed in the output screen. Yes, very less coding, right? Some more examples I provide you. The importance of modules, some code snippets of Python. Fine. Now just observe this example, right? X equal to 20, 10, 30. X is what? A list. The values are in a different order. Right? In other programming, we say array of elements. Here we say like list of values. So if I want to print this, prints the entire list, print X. Print length of this X. Here you see 5 elements. Think that there are more than 100 elements. I want to know the length, the number of elements. Print, I want the sum of all this 20 plus 10 plus 30 plus 50 plus 40. So instead of writing all that code, just to say sum of which list? X list. Sum of this. Print max of X. Max of X is 50. Print min of X. Max of X 50, min of X is 10. Okay, sum of all the values, max of X is 50, min of X, right? Printing all the elements in a particular order, ascending order, right? Sorted of X, right? Sorted of X. Okay. Sum, max, min, sorted. Okay. Okay, fine. Length is 5. Sum is what? Sum of these 5 elements. Max is 50, min is 10, sorted, right? So very simple syntaxes, right? So you can easily understand that what you are performing, right? Sum or max, min, sorted. You don't need to write huge coding. The same thing if you want to perform in other programming, you need to write some codings, right? Fine. But if you want to add a new element to this, just a simple, right? To which list you want to add? X list. What you want to append? I want to append a new element 60. New element 60 gets appended, right? Now check this print X. New element 60 gets added at the end of the list. $60 got added, right? Yes. If you want to remove an element, y dot remove. Y dot remove is what? Remove 40. 40 gets removed. Sorry. From which list you want to remove? X list. From X list, what you want to remove? The value 40. X dot remove 40. The 40 gets removed. Print X. That's it. Check it. 60 gets added. 40 gets removed. 60 got added. 40 got removed, right? Yes. So this is what. So if you want, yes, there's a query asked by, right, Uday Singh. Okay, is there any function for descending order means? Okay, sorted of X in ascending order only. If you want in descending order, there is no separate function for descending. But if you want a descending order, use the same thing, sorted of X. It prints in ascending, right? The ascending, if you reverse it, you will get in descending, right? So just say reverse it. Reverse equal to true. That's it. Sorted of X in ascending. The ascending, if you reverse, you will get in descending. Check it. Run this, run module, right? Okay, fine. Okay, in this way, right? Very simple. And one more thing, modules, thousands of modules Python has got providing for different environments. How simple writing this and performing the operations using Python using those modules, right? Just observe. I'll take an example of a very commonly used model, right? And check this. I want to import a module called math module. I want to see what is present within this math module, dir directory of math. I want to check the directory of this math. Check this, save it. H square root tan h, right? You got all this. You got some variables like pi. You got some variables like e. So here you got some functionalities, properties available. So if I want to print within the math model, there is a variable like pi 3.14, right? Within the math model, there is a variable like e. I want to print some values of the particular variables, right? Like pi and e. See this, it prints that value of pi, value of e. Phi value 3.14, E value 2.71, right? Yes. But for example, there are some functions, inbuilt functions here, but you doesn't know how to use them. Just if you got square root, if you got square root, right? If you got square root, you don't know how to use the square root, how to work with square root, it doesn't have the idea, or any other function, it doesn't. Python helps you. Python, there is a help function, right? Just like print function, we have got help function. Help on what? Within the math module, there is sqrt, right? Sqrt. Help on math dot sqrt. Just it will help you with the square root syntax, right? Yes. Just observe this run model. If you check the square root, help on built-in function square root in the module math, right? Yes. Square root expecting one value x returns the square root of x, right? Yes. Returns the square root of x. So it's clearly saying, right? Help on built-in function square root. Square root taking one value x returns the square root of x. Now math.sqrt. Now you got that, right? You provide one value, it is saying it gives the value of it. Square root of x. It's returns the square root of. See, what is the square root of 16? It's 4. Square root of 16 is 4. Next. In the same way, right? If you want, for example, right? A run module, right? Yes. For example, you got power function POW, right? POW power function. You don't know how to work with this power function. Say help, right? Help on this. Help on within the math. There is a functionality called power. It is going to help you, right? It says how many values you need to provide, and after providing it. So power taking it, we need to provide two values here, x comma y. It returns x to the power of y. Clearly, this is power symbol, right? It clearly saying x to the power of y. It is taking two values, returning the square root of y. Sorry, two values, it returns x to the power of y, x to the power of y. Just so provide two values once. Print math dot POW of -10, 3, 10 to the power of 3, right? Yes. 1000. So in this way, you can just work with anything, right? You can just get the help of any functionality in this way. How many values we need to provide it, and just check the result, right? Yes. And not only this math model, right? Even if you want, you can work with any types of graphs. Generating graphs also is simple in Python. So for example, for generating graphs, we need to import a module called matplotlib. Matplotlib, it's a library, right? For plottings and visualizations, we go with. Within this, we have what a built-in property, pyplot, alias name, right? Okay, 1 second. Instead of using this very big name always in the program code, just say we in the previous example, math, right? Here also we need to use the same thing. But if name is too big, I can use shortcut name or alias name, right? As P, I can say, PLT, I can say, right? For plotting a graph, PLT dot plot function for plot. For plotting, right, we require X and Y coordinates. 1, 2, 3 is X coordinate values list of and Y coordinate values 5, 7. X and Y coordinates are given here. X and Y coordinates. Plot this XY coordinates using this matplotlib. Right. Now say PLT dot show. That's it. Right, run module. Can you see this graph, right? Yes, everyone, can you see this graph? 1, 5, 2, 7, 3, 6. Once again, check this, right? Yes. 1, 5, 2, 7, 3, 6. Right? You got a graph. Okay, for example, I will take age and income. Age values 30 years, age value 40, age value 50, age value 60. The salaries are like this, their incomes are like this. For 30, 30,000. For 40, 40,000. For 50, it is 35,000. 50,000. Now, PLT dot plot, PLT dot show. Now see this. Ages and salaries are given. Run module. Right. 30, 30,000. 40, 40,000. 50, 35, 60, 50. Fine. You got a solid graph in blue color, right? But I doesn't want solid graph. I want some other graph, right? So here you can just go to this. Second. Keep comma after this and say hyphen. It prints in dotted line. And also I want some different colors, a color equal to green. Was in blue color by default, it appears in green now. Dotted line format, color in green color you got, but I want some label to the x-axis. I want some label to the y-axis. I want some title to this graph, right? Check it. So very simple, right? PLT means the shortcut name or alias name. X label. x-axis label, right? Yes, x label. X-axis label is what? Age. Age and income, and I want a title, plt dot a title, title, right? Title is what? Sample graph. Just observe, right? Age, income, and sample graph. Run module, right? Yes. So here X label, here this is not required. Run module. So you can see this x-axis label age, y-axis label income, salary, sample graph, right? Heading. So is there any complex word here? See, the coding of Python looks very simple. I was showing you an example of module, right? Okay. What a model consists. One more before I go with that course content, right? And other things, right? Let me explain any type of graph. It's very simple, right? For example, I'll just copy this. I want to generate a P instead of plot. If you give BAR, bar graph. Instead of plot, if I say HIST, histogram. Instead of this PIE, pie graph, scatter plots, stack plots. Okay. A pie graph. Let me generate a pie graph, right? Where it takes 1 minute to generate a pie graph. Writing this code. Import the same model, right? Import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt, right? Yes. And observe here, right? For pie graph, I want the sales, mobile sales, right? Mobiles are like this, right? Name of the mobiles like Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus. Mobiles. I want, for example, April sales. April sales, right? April sales equal to, just I'm giving Samsung some 55 sales, Vivo some 10 sales, Oppo some 5 sales, OnePlus 30. Next, I want a pie graph, right? plt dot PIE. That's it. You want a pie graph for what? April sales, April underscore sales, and labels equal to mobiles. Now, observe here, right? Yes. Mobiles. What is only one is enough. Now, a graph will be generated for this a pie graph. What kind of graph? Pie graph will be generated, right? Yes. Check this. run module. Check this, right? Yes. Now plt dot show, I need to select at the last plt dot show. Save it. Yes. Run module, which has got more cells, which has got less cells. Not this, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So you got a mobile set. Sorry, you got that Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus. April sales are like this, April underscore sales. So I said like Samsung 55, Vivo like 5, Oppo 10, PLT dot pi, PIE, a pie graph I want for this April sales. PLT dot, yes, close this, right? Close this. PLT dot show, right? Very simple, right? Plot means normal graph, pi means pie graph, bar means bar graph. To py, right? Check this one, run model, right? You'll get a pie graph. Labels equal to mobiles. Run module. Okay, a pie graph generated, right? Yes. Which has got more sales? Samsung. Next OnePlus. Next Oppo, Vivo, right? Very simple graph, right? Very simple, like generating graphs without any knowledge, right? Are you able to understand this, right? Mobiles, April sales, pie graphs. Just I'll take 2 minutes more, right? Just I'll show you one complex graph also, right? You can just check it. Very simple it looks. Even you can, without any knowledge on Python, you can understand these things, right? Okay. If you got 5 days of holidays, just visualize what did you do within this 5 days? Visualize by using a graph. For example, plot, not pi plot as PLT alias name, sleeping, eating, working, playing. See here, day 1, 7 hours for sleeping, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 7, 16 plus 8, 24. Day 2 also 24, day 3, day 4, day 5. All these four, these days as X coordinates, this sleeping, eating, working, playing as Y coordinate, right? Sorry. And for these 4 activities, we are taking 4 colors and X-axis label days, Y-axis label hours. Interesting graph, right? Just only these values we have provided. We have created a stack plot. Stack plot. Okay. This is the graph, right? Yes, this is the graph. Observe day 1, 7 hours, first 7 hours for sleeping, next 2 hours for eating, 7 hours for playing, 8 hours. Day 2, sleeping increased, eating increased, working also increased, right? In this way, up and down. This X-axis label days, Y-axis label hours. Interesting graph, check it out, right? So this is sample like coding. Just I was discussing that what is the difference between the other programming in this programming. As part of this course, I said I'll be discussing from the basics to advanced application oriented level, and people who go for full stack, right, along with Python core advanced application oriented models. Apart from that, I'll also be covering HTML, CSS, JavaScript for part of Bootstrap and Django applications creations with 15 to 20 applications creations, right? Yes, any queries you have got? And from the next session, right, we'll be starting with the technical part. We'll be going to start the batch, right? Means tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be busy with the sessions, right? And on Monday, we'll be continuing with this, right? From Monday, we continues, right? Day 1, day 2, day. The session continues first. On Monday, I'll be going to show you like versions, installations, execution modes, Python flavors, right? Yes. So Monday, like we'll be continuing with this session. We will go with the practical part. Means introduction to like versions, installations, execution modes, these things. Any queries you got, right? Anyone?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes.
So last day, whatever has been taught, it was very clear, and I thought it was a basic. But today, I found some difficulties to understand certain, codings. So I thought it is the second demo class or the, which class today?
This is the second one, right?
Okay, so I found some difficulty.
See, 1 second.
The
You see this? You see this, right? Do you see any complex word in this? Enter 2 values, enter value of X, enter value of Y. You doesn't have any knowledge of Python, right? As of now, just I was showing you some Python statements, right? How simple, very less coding and simple syntaxes they followed, right? So we'll be discussing all this, right? So in this enter value of X, enter value of Y, print X plus Y, there is no a complex statement in this word in this. You are inputting value of X, inputting value of Y, print X plus Y, right? Today what I have discussed. And if you take
yes,
the
sir, there is no complexity so far.
see in this, I have taken some list of values, sum of the 5 elements, max element from that 5, min element from this 5, arranging, sorting, appending a new element, removing element. Any complex in this?
No.
Very simple, right? Very simple,
very
right?
simple. Till here.
Okay. Yeah. And here, observe. Next, what I have discussed here, next is like I have taken mathematical, right? So here, just I'm printing. If you doesn't know about DIR of math means we in there are many modules in Python. So here, if you want to see what is present within the math module, these are the properties present within the math module. Means many functions, inbuilt functions are there. If you want to see DIR. And here, if you doesn't know about anything, okay, I doesn't want, you don't know how to work with this square root. How to work with square root, you doesn't know. So there is just like print function. I said there is help function. Help on what you want within the math square root. So clearly it is saying that help on built-in function square root. And it's clearly saying for the square root, you provide one value x. You provide one value. It is saying it returns the square root of that value. So clearly I provided one value 16. I got the output 4. You are not going to do anything, right? Similarly, I want help on one more thing, POW, power. Power means what? X to the power of y, right? So help, I said. If you said help and it clearly it has given the help, right? Yes, just observe this. Help on power. And it has given x comma y. X comma y means you need to provide two values for this. Previously for square root, provide one value. For these two values, you should provide. And what it returns? X. This is the power symbol. Clearly, it is giving, right? For the people who won't understand about that symbol, it has clearly given in the bracket x to the power of y.
Right, sir.
Yes. So in this,
Right.
in this also is, do you find any complex word in this? You say any complex word in it? In the, if you see in this, whatever I showed in this Java code, lot of complex words you see. What is class? What is public, static? What is void? What is main? What is, every word is a complex word, right? Class,
Very strange and
static,
complex.
void, main, throws, IO exception, input stream, buffered reader, every word. But do you see any complex word in this? Say any single word?
No,
No, right? Understood
these
this?
are very simple.
Understood this example.
Yes, of course.
So yes, today's this is what I've discussed. And apart from this, one more simple thing. What is the other example I
So
discussed?
which application we have to install in our laptop to do
No.
it
First,
technically?
no. First, coming to that, you said you know, here also, right? Simple. Plot x coordinate, y coordinate. X coordinate values, y coordinate values. 4 x coordinates, 4 y coordinates. A graph. This all not required. This all not required. Cut it. 1 second. You got it. Just I'm providing the age values, I'm providing the salary values, and I'm saying plot it and show the graph. Run it. Do you okay? Observe this. 1 second. It takes a little bit time. Yes. Graph is generated, right? For 30,000, 40, 40,000, 50, 35, 60, 50. Do you see any complex? A graph is generated. Do you see any complex word in this? Just you have provided the age values, salary values, and asking to plot a graph and show the graph. And if you want your own color for the graph, you can use the color I said. And still in the output, if you observe, right, you are not able to see what is the x. 1 second. I'll close this. In the output, you are not able to see what? What is this x coordinate? What is this 30, 35, 40, 45? X coordinate, what is the name for the x coordinate? What is the name for y coordinate? What is the title for this graph? That also very simply, simple syntax is given by Python, right? So it's saying x, this is a built-in. X label means x-axis label. What is that? Age. Y label, y-axis label, income. It's a built-in property. We no need to change it. And title for the graph. Simple, right? Do you see any complex word in this?
No, sir.
Which you are not understood? Means
It is understandable.
means people who are from zero programming knowledge also able to understand, right? I showed you many examples related to graph, mathematics, maths, and other, right? And even if you take, observe this one more example I discussed, right? Just I've taken some mobile sales. Mobiles I've taken. The April sales of Samsung is 55. 55 got sold. In Vivo, 5 got sold. Oppo, 10 got sold. 1 plus 30. Just visualize. Show a graph, a pie graph, so that which has got more sales I can easily understand, right? So I want a pie graph, plt dot pie I have given. and of April sales of which mobiles I want left. Run module, right? You got a graph which we can easily analyze it. Samsung has got more sales first, next OnePlus. I didn't give any colors, automatically got the color. If you want, you can also specify your own colors for this. And here also, do you see any complex word in this? Other than names of the mobiles, sales of the
No,
mobiles? Very
it's
simple,
feasible. It's
very simple,
understandable.
right? Very simple, right?
Yes.
So where you have seen that complex, you said you are today I felt very complex, you said.
When you are, putting the numbers and because
No. This
I
the
could
this
not
the this
understand.
these are the examples that I discussed today. Where is the complex? Where which any one single word you say which you have got complex word means still we didn't discuss any of this. We are supposed to discuss all this in our course, right?
Okay.
I'll be discussing in brief. I'll mean lot of like basics required to understand these things also. But still you are able to understand or not, right? For
Yes.
graphs, for this all modules, everything I need to discuss. What is a module, what it consists, and everything still I did. But still you are able to understand 100%, right?
Yes.
As compared with other programming codes like this. What do you mean by a
This,
class? You doesn't know. What do you mean by public? What is static? What, please be in here.
this is simple. Simple, like English
So yeah,
language.
throws IO exception, input stream reader, buffer reader. Every word is complex here. What is input stream, buffer reader? What is read line, integer dot parseInt, read line, public, static, void main, right? So that's what I was comparing the code. Very simple code, looks like normal English statements, right? So people from any like zero programming, non-programming also can easily understand, can update with this code, right? And even one complex graph I've taken, that also you can easily understandable, right? Just 5 days I've taken. In 5 days, first day you have spent 7 hours for sleeping, 2 hours for eating, 7 hours for working, 8 hours for playing. Day two, 8 hours you have spent for sleeping, 3 hours for eating, 8 hours for working. Total 24 hours you spend like this. Day three also 6 hours for sleeping, 4 hours for this. For day four, day five. So just immediately what I'm saying, I want a stack plot. For this 5 days, I've given the days here. And these four activities I've given here, right? And for these four activities, four colors I want. So x-axis, I want days, y-axis, hours, title for it. So clearly this one. Okay. This is also a simple graph only, right? Okay, fine. So yes. So just I no need to discuss this at this point of time, right? This statements, all these graphs, everything. This will be discussing in our part of our course. But just to showcase, right, how these Python statements is like some of them were pinging me, right? Like how the coding, whether they can cope up with Python, whether they can understand Python statements, right? If they are from non-programming, right? So anyone from non-programming, or if you have got programming knowledge also, Python, right? Very less coding, 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings, right? And like huge codes we won't be writing. Many thousands of models are there, right? 89,000 models. Either you are from testing background, networking background, or data science, or big data, or database. Python has got this kind of modules, right? You can easily understand, right? Yes. Any other queries, right? Anyone, right?
Hi, good morning, sir.
Yes.
So yesterday demo session, you said we will be starting the uh, the developer part, like for the HTML and all, from coming Saturday. So tomorrow will be like a demo session for the HTML, CS, or Django, or it will be like a proper class?
So yes. Tomorrow, right? It's a weekend bash. Those who wants to go along parallelly, right? Weekends with the HTML web development, and in the weekdays like Python, right? So tomorrow
Yeah.
at morning 7:30, if you see in that website, right? You can see a link, the Django, right? First we'll go with the basics, very basics of it. people who doesn't have knowledge on web development, first the knowledge of web development will be provided, like how to develop a sample web page using this HTML, and next using how to give different styles to the web page by using CSS cascading style sheets. Next, using some kind of dynamism using JavaScript. So HTML will be discussed, CSS will be discussed, JavaScript will be discussed, a part of Bootstrap will be. Then I'll go with the Django, right? Web applications creations using Python,
Okay.
right? So
And
next,
that class will be extended hour class, or it was like same an hour, 1 hour class?
so 1 second. That is a weekend batch. Only on Saturday and Sunday you'll be having classes for that web development, right?
Yeah.
That's the Django framework. So Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours, totally 4 hours, right? This will
Okay.
be from Monday to Friday. Python classes will be from Monday to Friday. So 5 hours per week you will be getting. With that you will get 4 hours per week, right? Saturday
Yeah.
2 hours, Sunday 2 hours. Tomorrow at 7:30, if anyone, right? You can attend that session, right? So again,
So we can use the same link we used today, or it will be a different link, sir?
no, it will be a different link, right? So I'll ask to post that link to your mail IDs today. Whoever has attended today's session, right? You will get the link
Okay.
for that. The name of that course will be Django, right?
Okay.
So they'll say it's a framework of Python, right? For developing web applications. So Django. So tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So to that, I'll ask them to forward that link to join
Yeah,
the
please, sir.
tomorrow, right? Today by evening, you will be getting that link. You can just check it, right? And this Python, whatever we are seeing today's session, right? The continuation will be on Monday. From Monday, we'll be going with the actual, right? Python. Up to yesterday and today, just I was not discussing anything, but just I was briefing you about the usage of Python, features, comparisons with other programmings, right? And applications, real-time applications of Python, and the features and hybrid features of Python, multi-programming features of Python, and its scope and job market. Just I was discussing these things. From Monday, we'll be just going with that. What is that Python versions and how to install Python, how to download and how to install it step by step, and execution modes, different ways to execute, right? A Python code. These things, basics part we will be discussing. As then today it was a demo session. I was speaking most of the time, right? But normal session, you will be interacting, right? For every statement, you people will be interacting with the what will be the expected output or other things, right? Fine.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. So thank you, sir. So I'm using a Mac computer. Is it slightly different than using a Windows to do this Python programming, or is it the same, sir?
I think you can, it's very simple, not a problem, right?
Okay.
You know how
Okay.
to install a normal software in Mac, right?
Yeah, no, I've installed it, Anaconda. I've used it for a while. I've tried to learn Python by
Yes,
myself
yes,
and all that.
not a problem. It's very simple in installing Mac also. It's very simple, right? Fine.
Okay.
And the every session is video recorded, right? You will be getting the recorded sessions, right? Once you get enrolled, and you also will be getting the notes, whatever class notes, right? Yes, and assignments and tasks to work out. So to get command on this programming, this is what the offerings from our side: videos, soft copy of the notes, and assignments and tasks, right? Fine. I said it's
Okay.
not a 45 hours, right? Batch. It's a 75 hours batch for only Python. For only Python, right? Python core advanced, we will be spending 75 hours to get command on this from basics to the advanced level. We'll be discussing, right? Step by step manner, and 75 hours for this. And for HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Django framework, and all these things, right? We'll be spending nearly like 50 to 60 hours for that. Totally 130 hours of this, right? Total for the full stack, if you are joining with full stack. The full stack course, right? It's an offer batch as of now for this batch. The fee is 10,000 for this full stack. For people who wants only Python, right? Python core and advanced for 75 hours, it's 5,000 for that Python. And for full stack web development, it's 10,000, right? Yes, you can see in the chart, right? The payment process and procedure, right? How you can just do the payments, these things, and also their contact details for any queries if you have got, right? So, and the Monday also, if people can attend same timing at 8 o'clock using the same link on Monday also, right? To see more
Yeah.
on this, right? It's fine. Okay. Any other queries,
Okay.
right? Anyone?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Fine. So if I'm done with the queries, then I will sign off for now. Meet you on Monday, right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
And if you're free tomorrow, you can just attend the session of this web development session, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At
We will,
7:30.
but please send, tell them to send that link or an email IDs.
Fine.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good
Fine.
weekend.
Fine. Okay.